I'm Joel Libava, and I wanted to welcome you to the Daily Franchise Show, which is really Monday through Thursday, unless it's a leap year, which in that case it'll be Monday through Friday. Anyway, welcome. I just wrote an article over at the American Express Open Forum site, and it's about franchise development. And in that article, I talk about the fact that I get a lot of calls from these little pizza places who are interested in franchising their concept. And the usual answer I get when I ask them, so what is so special about your concept? The owner says, my sauce. And I say, fantastic, so your sauce is good. What else? And the silence is usually deafening. I'll put a link to the story that I wrote on the American Express Open Forum page at the end of this video. You'll see it in text form, so you can read up a little more about that. But I do get a lot of questions asked of me about franchise development. And I looked in my archive. And by the way, you can submit questions on anything related to franchising at this email address, questions@thedailyfranchiseshow.com. Easy for me to say. That's questions@thedailyfranchiseshow.com. See if I can say that about 9 times fast. Maybe I'll have my daughter try that. Anyway, here's a couple questions. Jim P. from Lima, Ohio, asked me about franchise development. Joel, how long will it take to grow a new franchise concept to over 100 units? Jim, it could take a while. Sometimes franchise companies grow a little too fast. That always scares me. If you do a franchise development program, the first year, in that first 12 months, once you start actually selling your franchise concept, if you sell 2 or 3 franchise stores, that's probably about what you're going to end up doing when it's all said and done. You might get 5 or 10, but that's really pushing it. Sometimes I talk to franchise companies that are young, that are 1, maybe 2 years old, and they have 4 or 5 franchises, but they want more, and they always want to know what it takes to get to the next level. It takes careful planning, and it also takes working with a really good franchise development company that is realistic. Some franchise development companies will tell you that you have the greatest concept ever known to mankind, ever, and you'll be able to do 30 or 40 new franchise sales in the first year. Bah humbug, I say. That's not really the case. But sometimes you do get lucky and you come up with an interesting concept, and you could do 10, maybe 15 franchise sales in the first year, but that is a rarity. To get to that magic 100 franchise units, figure between 2 to 4 years if you have a really rockin' concept. So be careful that your expectations are not too high. If you do it with the best, that is the best franchise development companies around, and I do work with a couple of them, if you choose the best and you pay the money necessary to do it right, in a few years you could have something really big. Another question, Jill H. from Traverse City, Michigan asks, how much will it cost to develop a franchise concept? Great question. There are websites out there now that offer kind of a template version of franchise development. I don't recommend that. The legitimate franchise development companies, and there's only a couple of them that I like. And if you want to know who they are, just email me privately at questions@thedailyfranchiseshow.com. Legitimate franchise development companies are not just attorneys. They develop everything from marketing and operations manuals to the legal work, and also the whole kind of the spin, the story, what's going to get the word out. How are you going to differentiate yourself from the over 3,000 other different franchise concepts out there? To answer the question, Jill, you better figure on spending minimum $50,000 to $60,000 for the package. More likely, you're going to spend close to $100,000 with legal, and when it's all said and done. Don't forget, you're going to need a lot more money to get this deal to market. Figure another $50,000 minimum for marketing and advertising and PR if you want to do it right. If you just want to open a few franchises and be one of the statistics that close the operation after a few years, then just get a franchise attorney, spend $20,000, and good luck. Sorry to be blunt, but if you want to become a legitimate and a meaningful franchisor, the one that sells the franchises themselves, do it right up front. Don't just hire a franchise attorney and then hire a college kid to write an operations manual or do it yourself. Do it right from the beginning. I have plenty of resources. If you have a concept that you're trying to develop into a franchise, please contact me first. Questions at thedailyfranchiseshow.com. You can always call my toll-free number, 1-800-460-8299. 1-800-460-8299. My name is Joel Libava. My company is franchiseselectionspecialist.com. The easiest way to find me is www.joellibava.com. That's it for The Daily Show, on franchising, that is. Until next time, good franchising!